Hello, there have been a number of videos on how to repair and recondition the model 3472 automatic refrigerated milk car built by Lionel. These were very popular for many years and perhaps the most popular action model that Lionel has ever made. One of the things that is not often covered is how to replace the spring in the doors. Now, what I did was I removed the doors. These actually come off. They clip onto the front of the car because, frankly, the car itself is just a generic Lionel box car. But the doors need to spring open and spring back closed for the effect to take hold. What you may have to do is get additional springs which are available. And here's one right here under my finger. I'll point to it. And because of its size, we're going to use a magnifier that hopefully will help us see it better. And I think it's sort of in focus there. Maybe not. Anyway, as you look at this particular part, you'll see that it is quite small. And I'm going to show you using the pencil point how small it really is. You would want to get a tweezers, and I have one here to help handle it because I myself I'm very ham-handed, and we're going to try to get this thing installed with the tweezers and the magnifier and the camera in front of me, which should go extremely poorly. The trick is that one wire will go into one end of the spring, will go into a hole on the side of the door, on the frame itself. See, it's already dropped out. What we're going to do is we're going to reposition the magnifier and then just try to install this, hopefully with less of an aggravation. But you can see that it is a tricky process. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the door frame clips outward. I gave up on the magnifier. You thread the little wire through the one hole, and then you're going to have to get the other part of the wire through the other hole. I don't know if you could see it very well, but once I'm done, I'm going to reposition my camera, and hopefully you can see where it's going into the other side in the other hole here. It takes a little trial and effort, but if you're patient with it, and I should be using the tweezers, but I'm not going to. I thought, well, let me just use my ham hands, because I am a ham, and I do have ham hands, which is something I'm very proud of. There's a little trick at the end here that you may want to make note of with these springs, and that is you have to bend it. Once they're in place, you bend it, and that's less likely, makes it less likely for the thing to pop out again, as they often do, and then you lose them. And you sometimes may want to get a supply of these. They're still available online, or you can check with your local hobby shop. A lot of local hobby shops out there that have parts. And we'll get that in. And if this tape shows some editing, it means we have had some issues getting it in, but once it's in there, it's going to work beautifully, and you're going to say, geez, that's a very easy job. It's not that bad to do. I think I'm going to get the help of my magic tweezers. My problem really is getting the magnifier and the camera and my hands and everything else into place. Now I'm using the tweezers a bit, and it's coming along here, guiding it in. This is sort of like surgical work. My problem is I don't charge ridiculous amounts of money. In fact, I don't charge any money at all. We're just doing this for the club. Taking it on the chin for the club. That's how we do things. If it's still in camera view, you're very lucky. If it's not, you're most likely watching something else by now, perhaps somebody pouring water over their heads, another video, or perhaps some kind of a influencer talking to you about what type of useless plastic product to buy for your home. I think we're getting there. Getting close, getting close. I think it went in, I don't know. There it is. It's in. I don't know if you saw that. So I should get some kind of an award, perhaps a major award. The other trick with these is to, one, knock over the stand in which I had my magnifier, is to bend that. And it's less likely to come out again. Bend that. See, I bent that, the end there, and it looks like, the door looks like it's going to work. So I think we're good. There you go. It's springing like you wouldn't believe. So let's reattach this to the car itself. And there are two double clips on the bottom, like these two tabs. You bring the car over. You put this in the top part on the top, which makes sense. The top part would go on the top, and the bottom part would go on the bottom, and that's where those two tabs are. Well, this fits in there like at the top, like that. Don't ignore that. As a final note, if you have to service this car and only work on the doors by pulling these tabs gently and popping out the door frame, you can fix the doors and replace the springs without taking the whole car apart. Removing the frame of the car from the actual shell requires you to pop up this retainer, and there's a retainer here, and it goes into a hole. They each go into holes on the side, but you don't really need to do that. And for more information, you can obtain the repair manuals from whatever the publishers might be online, and you'll find it to be a very fun car.